Now, before we start talking about network hacking, you need to have a basic understanding on how networks work. Now, we all know that a network usually contains a number of clients connected to each other, and clients usually connect to a network in order to share data or share a resource. A really good example of a resource that we all have connected to networks in order to access is the internet. So we connect to Wi-Fi networks and even wired networks all the time just to access the internet. Now, all networks, whether it's Wi-Fi or wired, work on the same principle. They have a device that is considered a server. Now, in many cases, for example, in your home network, this server is your router. This is also referred to as an access point. Now, this router or server or access point is the only device that has access to the resource. So none of these clients have direct access to the resource even after connecting to the network. The only way they can access the resource is through the access point. So let's say, for example, you're client number 1 and you connected to your home network over Wi-Fi or over Ethernet over a cable, and then you opened your browser and you typed google.com. What happens is your computer will send a request to the access point asking for google.com. The access point has access to the resource, which is the internet in this example, so it's going to go and look for google.com. It will receive google.com and it will forward that response to your computer, and as a result, you will see the website loading on your browser. So if you actually go to your router at home and look at it, you'll see at the back it's connected through a cable to the wall, and this is how it's getting its internet access. Therefore, it is the only device in your network that has direct access to the resource, and none of your computers, none of the computers connected to the network can access the resource or can access the internet without the router, without the access point. So the only way for all of the connected clients to access the resource is to go through the router. Now the data is transferred between the clients and the access point as packets. So you can think of all of these arrows as a series of packets being transmitted between the client and the router as requests and responses. Now in Wi-Fi networks, these packets are transmitted in the air. Therefore, if you have a wireless card and you're within range, you'll be able to capture all of these requests and responses. So basically, you'll be able to see anything that any computer connected to the same network as you does on the internet. Because they will have to send all of this data to the access point, and because they're sending this data in the air because you're in a Wi-Fi network, you'll basically be able to capture these requests and responses, and you'll be able to see the URLs they visit, the usernames, the passwords they enter, the chat messages. Anything they do on the internet will be sent as packets, and therefore you'll be able to capture it and analyze it. We'll talk more about that and more about how networks work as we go through the course. But this is enough to get you going through the next few lectures so that you can sniff data, analyze it, and start launching some cool pre-connection attacks. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how to connect a USB device to a virtual machine. As an example, I'll be connecting a wireless adapter to the virtual Kali machine, but this method can be used to connect any type of USB adapter. As mentioned in the course requirements, you need a wireless adapter for the cracking sections of the course. These two sections account for less than 8% of the course. So, if you don't have a wireless adapter and can't afford to buy one, then that's completely fine. You could simply skip these two sections, continue from the network hacking post-exploitation section, and you'll be able to do everything else in the course without a wireless adapter. Now, what we mean by a wireless adapter is simply a USB device that you connect to your computer, and it allows your computer to communicate with Wi-Fi networks. Now, most modern computers come with built-in wireless cards. The only problem is these built-in wireless cards are not good for hacking. The Wi-Fi or wireless adapter that we need needs to support monitor mode, packet injection, and AP mode. I will include a video in the resources to help you pick a good wireless adapter. And don't worry about what we mean by these modes. We will talk about this as we go through the course, but basically you need to get a wireless adapter that supports all of these three modes, and it should be supported by Kali Linux. The main thing you want to keep in mind is the brand does not matter. What you need to look for is any adapter that uses any of these two chipsets. The chipset is the brains of the wireless adapter. It's what does most of the work, and therefore if you get any adapter, regardless of what brand it is, if it uses any of these two chipsets, it should support all of these modes, and it should work with everything that I'm going to do and you'll learn in this course. So anyway, check out the video in the resources for more information on how to pick a good wireless adapter. I'm also going to include a link in the resources for our own shop where we sell supported wireless adapters, but you do not have to buy it from us. You can buy it from anywhere as long as you get an adapter that uses one of the recommended chipsets. The wireless adapter that I'm going to be connecting to this computer is actually going to be this one that uses the Realtek 8812AU chipset. You can follow the same instructions for whatever wireless adapter as long as it's supported by Kali. So what we need to do is simply run VMware. We're going to click on the Kali machine. We're going to right click it and go to its settings. We're going to click on add in here to add a USB controller. We're going to select that we want to add a USB controller in here. We're going to click on finish. And in the settings for the USB compatibility, I'm going to set this to 3.1. I'm going to click on show all USB input devices, and we're going to click on OK, and we're done. Now, before starting Kali, make sure that you disconnect the wireless adapter. So if you already have it connected to your computer, physically disconnect it from the USB port from the computer. Make sure you do that before starting Kali. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. I'm going to log in. Once logged in, let's go and open up our terminal. And I'm going to run ifconfig. This command is used to list all of the network interfaces connected to this computer. And if I hit enter, you'll see right now I have two interfaces. One of them is called ETH0. This is a virtual Ethernet interface that is actually created by VMware in order to connect this machine through the virtual NAT network. You'll also have LO, which is the virtual loopback interface used in Linux. So both of these are virtual interfaces. None of them is our wireless adapter. But that is normal because I haven't connected my wireless adapter yet. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it to my computer. And as you can see, as soon as I do that, we're going to get a pop-up. The pop-up is asking us, what do we want to do with this? Do we want to connect it to the host? So the host is the main computer, the Windows computer, or do we want to connect it to the virtual machine? Now we obviously want to connect it to the virtual machine, so I'm selecting this option. This is the virtual machine that we're connecting it to, which is my Kali machine. That is perfect. And we're going to tick this box so that it always connects it to this machine in the future. It won't show me this pop-up message. Once we do that, we're going to see another pop-up that simply tells us that we can always connect and disconnect USB devices using the USB icon in here on the top right. So that's fine. I'm going to say thank you. Don't show me this either. We're going to click on OK. And now, if we run the exact same command, ifconfig again, you'll notice that I have another interface. So we still have ETH0, which is, like I said, the virtual interface that is used to connect to the virtual NAT network. We also still have LO, the loopback interface, and we have a new interface right now called LAN 0, which is my wireless adapter that I just connected to Kali. So now we can go ahead and use this adapter to discover wireless networks around us and hack them. And we will talk about that in details in the next lectures. And as mentioned, you only need this for 10% of the course, only for the cracking section. Also, now if we look here on the top right, you'll notice that we have an option for Wi-Fi. And if we click on it, we can select a network and connect to a Wi-Fi network. Now, I don't want to do that, and you should not do that because we don't need to do this. We don't need the wireless adapter to connect to Wi-Fi networks. We already have internet access in here through the virtual NAT network through ETH0. We're only using the wireless adapter to actually discover wireless networks and hack them, not to connect to them.